Hello and welcome back, West Essex, to another episode, a very special episode of SportsKnight Radio. I'm your host, Paul Gustafson, joined as always by
Curran Stogie. Doing.
Curran.
I was at a 10 out of 10 on how I was doing on Sunday, and then after the Steelers lost to the football team, it went down to 7 out of 10. So I mean, I'm above average. We'll just say doing great, doing above average.
Tell me about it. All right, but we don't care about Curran today because we have a very special guest today. We got Garrett. Welcome
hey guys, how's it
to
going?
the show.
Thanks for having me on.
Hello.
Tell us a bit
Of
about
course,
yourself.
as always.
Tell us a bit about yourself, Garrett.
So
Let the
I'm
people know.
Senior chief sports editor for the Wessex Wire. I played varsity basketball for 2 years at school. I'm very excited to be on the show. Very excited to talk about the subject.
Notably, Garrett is my
That's right,
boss right now, so this could go awry if
Yes.
it's technically my boss.
All right, well, that's fun. So we got college hoops we're talking about today. Well, before that, it was snowing today.
It is snowing. It's first snow day. It's first snow of the year, but luckily, or unfortunately, I guess, we can't have a snow day because we're at home. So
Yeah.
that's
There's not even that much though that we wouldn't have school,
that's true.
Yeah, it's not even
a
sticking on the roads.
bit of a
No.
dusting, I'd say.
but it's nice. It's nice to get snow. All right, anyway, that's besides the point. Talking about college basketball today. College basketball is just getting started. A couple games in now, and yeah, we want to talk about what's going on. Anyone want to say anything beforehand?
Go Rutgers. Garrett and I are big Rutgers fans. Paul's a Seton Hall fan.
sure.
Notably, Rutgers trounced Seton Hall last year. I don't think it's going to happen this year.
We don't have to
because
talk
Seton
about
Hall,
that.
Because Seton Hall
And I was
chickened
at
out
that
of the game.
I was
Seton
at
Hall
that game.
chickened out of the rematch this year, so
Happened to
they
be
don't wanna
the
play
most
us.
electric game ever.
Yeah,
Literally.
exactly.
Pretty bad. It was pretty bad. All right, but yeah, so we're talking about some stuff. We got the best player in college basketball. We're talking about the best team, most surprising team, best freshman. We got a lot of stuff we want to get out of the way at the beginning of the year, so later on in the year we will look correct and we will look like college basketball experts. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is who is the best team in college basketball for the year 2020, 2021. We'll start with Garrett. Our special guest, and then we'll go to you, Curran, and then to me.
All right. So in my opinion, I'm between a few schools about who's the best right now. I'm thinking either Iowa, Illinois, or Baylor for me. It's up in the air right now. It's so early to tell because teams are playing unranked teams right now and winning by 50. But it'll carry on to our best player conversation. But Iowa with Luka Garza, I just don't really see them losing to many other teams.
All right. Can't deny Luka Garza is a great player, so Iowa is definitely going to go this year. Curran, who are we thinking is the best?
So I've got Baylor. They're the only team with the top 10 offensive and defensive efficiency in college basketball, according to the Ken Pom rankings, which is the website they use to do March Madness. And they're ranked number 2 right now. I was going to consider Gonzaga, but Gonzaga did lose their star freshman, Jalen Suggs. He tore his ACL. And I think that's a big loss for them. Right. He is a guy that could come and potentially step up in the later part of the year when it's a little tougher. Baylor also has an incredibly sustainable offense, right? They're not in an individual offense. 3 players on their team average 15 plus, 4 average 10. It's a really sustainable offense. So I think it'll work, and there's a lot of flexibility.
You were talking about you said top 10 offense and defense, right?
Efficiency. Yeah.
Are these stats coming from this year?
Yeah, this year.
How many games have they played?
They're played 4, but Baylor's played.
It's going to change a lot, those rankings.
Baylor played Illinois. Illinois is number 5 in the country. So that's a thing. You have to take that into consideration.
Curran, who did they play their first game though? It was some weird college that they won by 60.
I don't know. It's 3. They've won 3 games, but they beat Illinois, which is the number 5 team, which is already good enough to get you into the tournament, beating
number 6.
5. Number 6.
I was about to correct you on that one. So, best team in the nation. I got Gonzaga, right? They're currently number 1. And Gonzaga is probably the most boring team in the history of college basketball because they're always number 1. They're always top 3, always top 5. And what exciting players do they have? They don't ever have a Zion Williamson or like Cade Cunningham, as we're going to talk about later. But they're just consistently good. I don't know. They beat 2 very good opponents so far. They beat Kansas, who's currently number 5, and West Virginia, who's currently number 11. And that's 2 of their 3 wins. And I think, Gonzaga is just going to keep it rolling this year.
Interesting. I think Kansas was number 7, if I'm not mistaken.
They're number 5.
All right, they're number 5.
Currently.
My bad. I thought they
Current's looking at some old rankings, I think.
Paul, here's the thing. Gonzaga is always top 5 or top 10, whatever, going to the NCAA tournament. Have they won an NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I know that's the argument you can make, but we're talking about best team right now. Are we talking about right now, or are we talking about the end of the year? If we're talking about March Madness, definitely not Gonzaga. If we're talking about how the top 25 is going to finish at the end of the year, then Gonzaga, and right now it's Gonzaga. So
Right,
I'm not saying who's going to win the championship, because who's going to win the national championship, I'm going to talk about later. They're going to be my surprise team.
I will point out that Villanova deserves strong consideration. They have the best, who in my opinion is one of the best point guards in college basketball, and Colin Gillespie. They're ranked number 3 according to the KenPom rankings. They're number 7 or 7.
What are the KenPom rankings?
They're one of the websites the NCAA tournament people use to rank teams based on advanced stats and stuff like that. So they're ranked number 3 there. It's they have a really good team. They have a really good system, and I think that they're a sleeper team also. But they're not a sleeper, but someone we're not mentioning.
All right. So that was the best team. And this is going to tie into Garrett's best team, because I'm pretty sure we all have the same answer for the best player here. So everyone, who's your best player?
I mean, it's Luka Garza, right?
It is Luka Garza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to talk about him first?
I'll talk about him. Luka. I've been on the Luka Garza hype train, so to speak, for 2 years so far. I thought he deserved the best player in college basketball last year for doing
best
better
players on the Knicks.
For doing in a better in a harder conference. Big Ten is the best conference of basketball, and when you combine that with the 23 points he put up last year and the 10 rebounds, and how he's been so far, which is 30 and 14 with 3 blocks, it's shooting 55% from 3. It's crazy. He's the best player in college basketball.
I mean, yeah, he's so versatile, all around the court. I mean, he could stretch all the way out to the 3-point line and still be dominant in the game. As we saw last night, did you guys watch the North Carolina game last night with them?
Yeah.
I mean,
did not watch it, but I know he went off.
Just some of the offensive
rebounds
are just insane. He gets boxed out by 2 guys and just still dominates the game.
Yeah. Talking about the Garzilla here, Luka Garza, 6'11". He's a complete beast. Small sample size so far this year, only 4 games, but through 4 games, 30 points, 11 rebounds, 63%. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like the best player to me.
I mean, I think
pretty obvious.
Last year. So even last year, last year was 31 games and he averaged 23 points, which is even better. So,
and can you remind me who was the best player last year? Who won the best player?
Current Nick, Obi Toppin.
Okay, and you're not happy with him?
I'm not an Obi Toppin fan, but that's in a different reason.
I hadn't even heard of him until he got drafted. So.
Oh, I knew
he was the beast.
He won the Wooden Award. So I mean, he wasn't a slouch in college basketball.
Yeah, but Curran, you act like he is a slouch. So.
Okay.
Oh well, the Knicks are probably gonna be really bad this year, but that's for another episode. We're talking about a surprise team now. What team has come out and surprised you so far, or what team is going to surprise people later on?
Well,
Curran.
Okay, so I have Texas. I'm just keeping it within Texas. They're currently ranked 13th in the AP poll, but I expect that to change. I mean, you've got one of the best players in the recruiting class this year, Greg Brown, who was, I think, number 6. He was a 5-star. He's absolutely electric. He is an incredible dunker, incredible at running the floor. And then you add him to a roster with already really efficient scorers and really efficient defenders. And I think that they are a potential team to finish very, very high in both the Big 12 and the tournament.
All right, Garrett.
So I had a surprisingly bad team this year, as well as a good team. So Kentucky really surprised me. I mean, they're 1-3, right?
Not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really surprising. I mean, they just need Tyler Hero.
I was literally on the tip of my tongue. And Bam Adebayo.
They're really young. They're really young.
Yeah, that is true. Anyway, my surprisingly good team. People are not expecting this. Curran knows, Rutgers. I think they're going to make a deep run in the March Madness tournament. And believe it or not, I think they're favorites to win the Big Ten tournament. Maybe not against Michigan State, but we'll see.
Currently 21 right now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Solid Squad. We're talking about the best surprise team here. Okay. I'm going to say the Seton Hall Pirates. But they're currently 3-3. They did not get off to a hot start. They beat a very elite opponent last night in Wagner, probably the best team in college basketball. Seton Hall came through with a big W over Wagner, but I'm saying surprising as in they're going to surprise people down the line. They're going to, heat up from here. They're winning out. And then they're going to win the tournament. They're going to win March Madness. Curran, you were talking about some electric players. If you're talking about electric, you got Mamu, Sandro Mamushkalavila, the best player in the nation, 21 points, 7.6 rebounds so far. You want to talk about his partner in crime, Jared Roden. Seton Hall's winning it all this year, and that's why they're a surprise team.
Seton Hall's deliberate. They're dodging Rutgers because they know they're just going to lose.
Dodging Rutgers.
They're dodging Rutgers. They could literally play in any gym, except they're like, no, we're not going to schedule the game.
I think it's the Garden State Cup now is their matchup.
Yeah.
Seton Hall's just never winning this again.
They're
Sorry.
They're not.
Never again.
Not buying it. What I will point out about Rutgers is that Rutgers is an incredible team. It's suited for like the NCAA tournament, right? When you talk about a team that's winning the tournament, it's usually good defense and good rebounding, teams that can push the ball, teams that can clamp up on the defensive end, that really go far in these tournaments just because they can limit the other teams. 3-point shot shooting works, but it doesn't necessarily translate to tournament victories. So I think Rutgers is a perfect team for that.
And they don't even have Geo Baker right now because he's hurt. Do you know when he's coming back?
I think he's coming back for Big Ten play, which is I think the 14th against Maryland. That's a
game. That's huge.
Huge.
You want to talk about a team built for a tournament? Last year's Seton Hall Pirates. That's a team that was going to win it all, but obviously we know what happened there. Coronavirus, but yeah. So that we're talking about 2020, 2021 right now, not last year's team. And the best freshman last year, who would you say was the best freshman last year?
Who would I say is the best freshman?
Yeah, last year.
Let me think, because the number one pick was, why am I blanking on this?
Anthony Edwards.
He was probably the number one freshman. I guess he probably was.
What I'm getting at here is that I'm gonna lead us off with the best freshman. What I'm getting at here is whoever you say was the best freshman last year is not better than this year's best freshman. I'm gonna go first. Cade Cunningham. I'm pretty sure that's all who we're gonna talk about here. Point guard out of Oklahoma State, who's currently 5-0. They're killing it. They had a great victory last night. Some people say Cade Cunningham might be the best player in college basketball, period. I think he's probably top 3. Obviously, Luka Garza is the best. He's going to be a top 3 pick next year, I think, undoubtedly. Currently averaging 21 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He's shooting 50%. And he just looks cut out to be an NBA superstar in the future. So I think Cade Cunningham is definitely the best freshman. So, Garrett, if you want to continue, I'm assuming the conversation on Cade Cunningham.
Yes, definitely. You can just see him. He's a 6'7" point guard, and he's just huge. And he can play any position. I think maybe besides center, he can just play any position on the court and just dominate.
All right, I like it. I think Cade Cunningham's great. I think he might be the number one pick this year.
You're not saying Cade Cunningham's the best?
But I'm throwing a monkey in the wrench. Aside from Cade Cunningham, I'm going to talk about Josh Christopher. From LA, I think. Josh Christopher is an incredible player in terms of, he's got the flair. He's on an Arizona State team. He has averaging like 17 and like 5. Let me check I have it pulled up right here. He is averaging 17 and 5 on a really good Arizona State team who narrowly lost to Villanova. Villanova, one of the teams. He put up 28 points. He is doing it well in a very hard conference against very good teams, and I think that can make him one of the best I think that can make him the best freshman in college basketball when you look at the circumstances in which he plays.
Fair argument. Probably not as good as Cunningham, in my opinion. I just looked up on Google "monkey in the wrench" saying, and we have right here from dictionary.com: to sabotage or frustrate a project or plans. as in the boss threw a monkey wrench into our plans when he said we'd have to work Saturday.
So it's the same.
You were on the right track.
I was on the right track.
You didn't have the words in the right spot.
Yeah.
And it sounded very weird.
It did sound very weird.
Yeah, so you did throw a monkey wrench into it, kind of, because I'm pretty sure there's only one option for the best freshman. But hey, you can have your own opinion here. So that's pretty much all we had planned here to talk about. But if anyone else wants to mention anything about college basketball they didn't get to talk about,
I want to talk about how the Big Ten is 6-1 right now in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, further cementing why they're the best conference in basketball. I think all the Big Ten dogs or all the predominant powers of the ACC are getting destroyed. Illinois just beat Duke, Iowa beat North Carolina. I think what was gonna happen was Virginia was going to play, but their game got canceled. And I think same with Wisconsin. But, Rutgers beat Syracuse. Great game. Ron Harper Jr. is my guy.
Incredibly good.
But good. I think they're the best conference in basketball. I think that's what I wanted to say.
Garrett, the floor is yours.
I wanted to mention one thing. I wanted to bring up a surprise player, very surprising player. Have any of you heard of Jason Preston?
No, who's that?
Can't say I have.
You do not know who Jason Preston is?
Let us know.
Okay, so he plays for Ohio University Bobcats, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
He's averaging more than 20 points a game. And listen to this. Senior year of high school, guess how many points he averaged a game?
How many?
I'm assuming somewhere in the 40s or 50s.
Two.
How? The way you were setting that up, I was...
How is he doing that?
I wanted you guys to guess a high number.
What is he in some awful? Did he play in some really difficult conference in high school?
Okay, listen to me. Okay.
Where's he from?
He dropped
Florida.
I think he dropped 31 against Illinois last week.
Wow, that's crazy.
So listen to this. So this is why I was saying I was a varsity basketball player in the beginning of the show.
31.
I averaged 3 points a game last year.
You're better than him.
I have the potential to be better than this kid Jason Preston, who averaged 2 points a game his senior year.
He's looking like a beast right here. I'm checking him out. You talk about
he's good.
He's averaging 19 points, but to go along with that, 7 boards and 8 assists.
Yeah, dude.
Sounds like a triple-double machine.
Very Lonzo Ball-esque stat line.
Oh, I like that. I do like that. Shooting 60% as a point guard. Okay, you put me on. Jason Preston. All right, I'm gonna keep my eye out for him. How's Ohio doing?
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you.
It doesn't really matter.
I'm checking up 3-1 right now.
All right, not too.
I would like to see Ohio
NIT bound
the tournament.
NIT bound probably.
I mean, they only lost to Illinois by I think it was around 5, maybe less than that.
2 points.
2 points. Yeah.
I would like to see Ohio find a way into the tournament somehow by a miracle, and we could watch some. I forgot his name already.
Jason Preston. Paul, come on.
Jason Preston.
Gotta remember this stuff.
He's
Anything
looking
you want
like
to
a
say,
beast.
Gus? Anything you want to say, Gus?
I want to say it's been a bit of a rocky start for Seton Hall, but they're coming back on and they're gonna go far.
Bold prediction: Rutgers is making it to the Final Four. You heard it here first.
Okay, that might be a little bit of bias.
I'd love to see that. I don't even care.
And you're not biased?
No. No.
Paul,
3-3.
Yeah.
I've never been biased a day in my life.
So Seton Hall are making the tournament then? They're not only making the tournament,
they're gonna make the tournament,
but
they're gonna win
progressing to the NBA the finals and then winning them.
They're gonna win the Big East.
Oof, that's gonna be a tough ask.
Wolf.
With Creighton.
Yeah, Creighton. Talk about Creighton. Anyway, good year of college basketball ahead of us. Off to a hot start right now. Hopefully, coronavirus, COVID-19 does not set it off the rails, and we just are able to have a full season of good basketball, and we're able to get through March with some fun games and some fun matchups, and maybe some more Jason Preston domination in the tournament.
Maybe fans.
Hopefully we can pack the rack. That's the goal. We can
pack
the rack.
Pack the rack. Oh my Lord.
All right.
I mean,
But,
Paul, do you
got anything else?
Paul, do you
What'd
have
you
a saying for your Seton Hall Stadium? Do you even have a saying?
Haul in.
Oof, that's a little depressing.
All in. Haul in.
That's a bad pun.
All in, a good little baby song. Haul in.
That's a little pun. That's a little
Not
bad
as good as the
pun.
chap. Not as good
Pack
as the
the and pack the rack's not a little pun. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
but Pack the
okay.
Rack is better. It's just the Rutgers is
Okay.
better. So
Have you ever
Alright,
been to the
yeah.
rack, Paul?
I have been to the rack once.
You're just
electric.
Back in the
packing. I mean,
day.
you're just
Electric.
packing, right? There's no room to breathe. I mean,
Electric.
It wasn't very electric when I was there. It was a big
So,
Rutgers loss, if I remember correctly.
because you weren't there for the Rutgers Seton Hall game last December.
Yeah,
December
I know.
12th last year.
That was December 12th.
Yeah.
We're coming up on the 1 year anniversary here.
Yes, sir.
Of a
I definitely won't be
murder.
watching those highlights on that day.
I remember Rutgers was up like 15-0 in the first 5 minutes. It was disgusting.
Yeah,
And then like
you were
30 to
talking all
5
kind of
at the end
smack.
of the first. Crazy.
It was disgusting. I was just texting Paul all about it when Rutgers was winning.
It was scary. I didn't like it. I did not like it. But I'm telling you right now, keep an eye out for Seton Hall and keep an eye out for Jason Preston.
Nice.
Jason Preston. The only two things we care about, Seton Hall and Jason Preston.
And packing the rack.
And packing the rack.
We're going to be
Yeah.
packing the rack later on, but safely packing the rack, not spreading coronavirus.
Is that all we got?
That's all. Anyone else? Get your sleeper players like Jason Preston out there again.
Nope. All right.
So we got today.
Yeah.
Curran, send us off.
Okay. As always, like, subscribe, comment on the YouTube video, right? Share it. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on thewessexwire.com. And make sure, actually, big thing, West Essex students, we have a big giveaway going on right now. Joel Coffee. All right. It's on all the details are on the Instagram. Maybe you want to potentially win yourself a free gift card. I don't know. I would if I could.
$25.
I would if I were you. But as always, right? Stay safe, wear your masks, and see you.
Garrett, you have anything you want to plug before we go?
Nope.
Let the people know. Nothing.
Thanks for having me on, though. Thank you.
That's right. Check out The Wire, everything. And don't forget, Pittsburgh Steelers are going to finish as the #1 seed in the AFC.